What's up, bud? It's Rob. This is Apparel Success. And in this video here, what I want to give you is a very harsh dose of reality when it comes to what it actually takes to grow a successful clothing brand and to grow a successful business. I think that there are a lot of people still living in this delusion that they're going to create something very easily and that things are just going to kind of go the way they want it to go. And so what I'm going to do is basically burst that bubble for you. Not because I want to hurt your feelings or because I'm trying to, show you just how smart I am, but because bursting that bubble will actually allow you to see things the way that you need to see it in order to get results. So let's talk about it. This video is sponsored by my buds over at Brand Crowd. And before you say, oh man, this guy's just trying to make some money off some sponsor, I actually love this company. They have a huge library of already professionally designed logos that you can customize. So you can add your own fonts to them, your own layout, all that's free to try. Then if you decide that you like the logo that you've made, then you can decide to purchase it, remove it from the marketplace so that it's yours. If you're interested, follow the link in the description because it'll give you a huge discount. The reason why I believe that most people are delusional when it comes to what it takes to actually grow a successful business is because in order to actually grow a successful business, you have to take on beliefs that are somewhat difficult to accept and almost painful to accept. And so basically, if you're presented with two ways of thinking about growing a business, and one of the ways of thinking is saying that, it's all about the idea. And if you have the right idea and if you have the right name for your business, when you launch, it should just take off and, you'll make millions of dollars and you'll be laying on the beach somewhere. That's a much easier belief to take on because it feels good. It's like, wow, if I actually have this idea, if the idea is right, it's all just going to work out great for me. And I can't wait, to actually launch then because everything's going to work. Right? The other belief system, the one that's actually aligned with reality and the way that I believe everybody should be thinking about business, is that when you launch, it doesn't matter if you had a bad idea or a good idea really, because you're constantly going to be sculpting it. You're constantly going to be reworking it. And this thing is going to take a long time to build and it's going to be a slow build. You're going to have to constantly be looking at your consumer, talking to them, communicating with them and seeing what they want, then adjusting your brand over time. This could take weeks, months, or years, right? And that's kind of painful to take on as a human being because written into our DNA is that we want to preserve as much time and energy as possible. And so that first belief system is really easy to take on because it's sort of aligned with that idea of like getting the highest reward for the least amount of effort. But the real way to look at it is to actually over-invest on your time, over-invest on your energy, and that way, you're putting in as much work as possible to actually build something and give it the best chances of success over time. For a lot of new entrepreneurs, it's almost like they still believe that Santa's real, and you need to burst that bubble and show them that, Santa Claus isn't actually real and that their parents have been buying them their gifts their whole life while they were a child, and just show them the reality of it, which is kind of like when you're a kid, it's like, it hurts, and you kind of have to go through like this mourning phase because you're basically changing your whole belief. Everything that you were sort of situated on and grounded on has been pulled out from under you, and it's destabilizing at first, right? It makes you feel uncomfortable. But the best part about this is that you're actually transforming, you're actually growing, and this new mindset based on truth is what's going to allow you to get results at the end of the day. And so what does it really look like to grow a successful business if you don't have a network that you can leverage, if you're starting from complete scratch? Well, let me just break it down for you a little bit. Basically, you're going to have to start customer by customer at first. You're really going to have to put in the effort. You're going to have to spend your own time and your own energy engaging with your audience in a one-on-one setting to learn about them and to understand exactly who your customer is. While you do that, you're going to learn about your brand. You're going to have to go back to the drawing board and tweak your brand and actually adjust your brand and get it set up in a way that is actually aligned with your audience, right? And then as you're doing this, this may take a year or 2 years of just straight up engaging. Obviously, the more systematic you are with this, the more process oriented with this, the more you're going to get results quicker because basically you're being more efficient when you create a system rather than just, every once in a while just hopping on and doing something randomly. The more systematic you are, the more efficient you are, the better results you're going to get. But you're still going to have to go through this phase of engaging with your audience regularly at the beginning You can't really scale up yet because you don't have the data necessary to do that. I mean, you can practice, you can try if you have a lot of money to throw at Facebook ads and stuff, but you're probably going to end up losing a lot of money along the way if you just go straight into Facebook ads because you have no idea who's actually interested in buying, and you're going to waste a lot of money doing that. And so I don't mean to be this like dark guy who's like supposed to be sharing something negative here. This isn't meant to be negative. It's really just supposed to get you aligned with what it really looks like. And I think that a lot of this is relieving for a lot of you because it shows you that you're probably on the right path already. You're probably doing a lot of the right things already, and you're just simply not being patient enough, and you're viewing something that you're doing as being wrong. But in reality, you're probably doing the right thing when it comes to engaging with your audience on Instagram. Hopefully you're actually putting in the time to do that, and you're learning from them, you're hearing back from them, and you're constantly interacting with them and learning about your brand and learning about who your consumer is. You're constantly tweaking the foundation of your brand. You're constantly reaching out to celebrities and influencers, just trying to land a celebrity and influencer endorsement. And basically, if you're doing that, try and make it as efficient as possible, as systematic as possible, so that you're getting, the most amount of results as quickly as you possibly can. This isn't about growing slowly just for the sake of growing slowly. It's about growing slowly because that's kind of just how long it takes to grow something of significance. And basically, if you're on that path already, be patient, stick at it, and just constantly look for the next thing and the next thing. And after a couple of years, 3 years, 4 years, you'll end up at a point where you have a lot of results coming in. And there really is another harsh reality, which is that if you're not getting results for your clothing brand right now, it is the case that your clothing brand just simply isn't good enough right now. Okay, that's the truth. That doesn't feel good to hear, I'm sure, if you're not making a lot of orders for your clothing brand right now, and I'm not judging you at all, right? I've run a bunch of businesses that failed, that didn't get good results. I know what that feels like, but that's the truth. And so what does that mean? It means that, okay, your brand's not getting a lot of results right now. Let's take a look in the mirror. Let's make some adjustments. Let's transform, and maybe you will start to get results after you make some adjustments, after you do a deep dive into the soul of your brand and actually figure out what your brand is all about. And you really take that deep dive. When you do that, then hey, you might actually get to the point where when you're engaging with people on Instagram, when you're engaging with people on social media, when you're putting out ads, you're actually getting results, okay? So this is just about bursting that bubble, looking at things for how it really is, and getting you to a place where, the results are actually coming in for you and where you're not sitting around wondering why everything's not working for you, okay? So that was just a video that I just felt like throwing out there to you guys, and I really hope that it landed. So I realize that you might be feeling a bit weird right now, and that was really the whole point of this video, is to just sort of jar you and open your eyes a bit to see what the reality of growing a successful business looks like. And I promise you, I'm just trying to get you closer to success, and I'm not at all guiding you away from success, okay? So if you got a lot of value out of this video, smash the like button for me. And if you haven't already, check out my free clothing brand marketing masterclass. All you have to do to get access is go to apparelsuccess.com/masterclass. You can watch the whole thing for free. And if you've made it to this point in the video, I want to tell you about the closed Facebook group that we have for Apparel Success. There's a link in the description. Follow that link, join us in the group, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.